Okay, what is orbiting? Okay, so do you ever have a situation that just like runs dry, but you keep realizing that the person keeps watching your story, opens your Snap, and just engages with your social media stuff? I remember this happening a few years back with a guy I dated. It's almost like he kept tabs, but he never made an effort to re-engage. That right there is orbiting. My advice, if they orbit and try to re-engage, tell them to get lost in space.
Orbiting in relationship. Have you ever heard of that word before? Do you know what it means? Don't worry, let me tell you about it. It basically means a guy wanting all the benefit of relationship. He wants to be so close to you. He wants to do what couples do in relationship, but he does not want to commit. Usually, this happens to women that are interested in some guys. They might love those guys. They're willing to go all out for such men, do everything for them. Those men are usually at the receiving end, taking all the benefit, but they find it difficult to commit. Them not committing is very intentional. They just want to keep moving around that lady, but not committing to her. This guy can suddenly decide to stop talking to this lady physically, but he will be present on social media, on all her social media platforms, watching her like a hawk, watching her every move.
Watch this if you're dealing with a narcissistic orbiter. They're not calling, texting, or making any effort to come and see you, but they're liking, commenting, and watching everything you post on social media. Hi, my name is Yari. I'm a licensed therapist and I help people heal from trauma. And what this person is describing in this question is orbiting. Orbiting is when someone ends direct communication but still engages with you online, and their goal is to keep themselves within your vision, just out of reach, and they want to keep the door open. This is just a waste of time. They are trying to still engage with you without committing. Realize that just because someone is engaging with you online, that is not real life. I encourage you to mute, block, unfollow, and move forward.
This is a dark manipulative tactic that some men use on women. They are very intentional about it. Men that play this game maintain strong connection with their victim. They make their victim believe that, oh, there might be a headway, and they are just collectors. They take the leech from their victim. Their aim is to keep collecting from their victim, not just collecting from one victim, but from a lot of victims. And that's the reason why they don't want to commit. Them not committing is very intentional. Finding yourself in such a situation is frustrating, very frustrating. You end up wasting your time, your resources, your emotions, and more. Let's talk about how to know if a man is orbiting. Hello fam, how you all doing? Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe. Thanks a lot for your support. Signs of orbiting. Number 1, inconsistent communication. Men that play this dark manipulative tactic, they have communication issue. They are not frequent with their communication. They communicate with their victim when it is convenient for them. They ghost their victim with communication. They can communicate today, you don't get to hear from them for a couple of days, and then they show up again without any explanation.
The question was, if they're orbiting, do they come back after ghosting you? Some do, and some don't. But just because they come back doesn't mean you should accept them. If they ghosted you and they chose to walk out of your life, they don't get to come back whenever they're ready and say, let's try this again. I'm going to push the pause button for now and come back later. Because the type of people that ghost are people that are not able to open up emotionally and express their feelings and tell you things like, hey, I just need some time right now, or hey, I'm not ready for a relationship. So if they're coming back, they better have taken that time to work on their communication. We are not accepting them just because we don't want to get rejected again. So we want to put our best foot forward and show them, wait, no, don't leave this time. Like, I am a great person. They know you're a great person. That's why they're coming back. Don't let them abuse you and tell you what you want to hear and leave again. So their actions and their words need to match up this time.
Lack of labels and definition. Men that play this kind of game struggle with defining a relationship. They struggle with labeling a relationship. You often hear them say, oh, I don't want to put a tag to it because if I do, it's going to give this kind of pressure. I don't want to feel pressured. Let's just go with the flow. They will tell you that the moment we put label to this relationship, the moment we define our relationship, it might not work out. They will give you stories that don't make sense. Oh, they did it in the past and this was the result. It comes with a lot of pressure. Let's don't define it. Ladies, please don't fall for that. It's important for you to know what you're doing with a man. Are you his girlfriend? Are you his wife? Don't just float with him. Some of them will tell you, let's go with the flow. We don't know yet. Let's just keep flowing. Those are the usual lines so they can escape the commitment. They don't want people to know that you are dating. They don't want to say, oh, we are now boyfriend and girlfriend, or we are in a relationship. They don't want that label, because if they do, you're going to spoil the business for them, because as they are orbiting with you, they also have other women they are doing the same thing with. So them putting a tag to it means that you are going to spoil their game. Nah, that man is up to something. If he's not going to define it, I don't think you should stay put there. So when your man tells you he doesn't want a label to the relationship, it might bring pressure. You have to look at him closely. Like, is that really the reason you don't want it?
They ghosted you, but they still watch your stuff, part 2. So my last video, I explained how this is what an orbiter does. So let's go over reasons as to why they do it. Number 2, they still find you attractive. Shocker, I know. They don't want to date, but they still find you very attractive. Which goes back to the first point as to their fantasy. They fantasize a life with you. They fantasize how attractive you are, and they like seeing it. Number 3, orbiters want to keep things friendly. Their thought process may be, I still find you cool, attractive, fun, whatever. I just don't think it worked out.
Number 3, the man is acting hot and cold. This moment, he's so into the relationship, he's so into you, he wants to do everything with you. The next moment, he's keeping his distance, he wants to be by himself, he's nowhere to be found. The next moment, he's back again. Such behavior is indicative of something fishy. Please don't accept it. You need to spit him out. Lukewarm men are not to be accepted in relationships because they are always up to something. Next sign is that this man will consistently be emotionally unavailable. When you need him the most, he's not going to be there. He will never be there for you emotionally, and you find yourself feeling so lonely in the relationship, and you keep asking yourself, are you dating yourself? Are you by yourself, or do you have a man? If you need something to be done, this man is not going to be there. He will give you 101 reasons why he cannot make it, why he cannot assist you. You're actually dating yourself. Don't let that man deceive you.
Number 4, the one that I don't like, they like to have the option for later. They're showing you that they're still there, but they're also pursuing other things. It's like breadcrumbing. You're sending texts every now and then to say, hey, I'm still here. So what do you do with an orbiter? Number 1, you let them orbit. You already know their game, just let it be. Number 2, you block them to help yourself not overanalyze things.
Another sign is no clear future plans or goals together. This man does not discuss his goals, his aspiration, his plans with you. He never talks about the things he wants to do with you. He never includes you in his future. When you try to talk about goals and plans in the future, he's going to make one excuse or the other. You never find him having such a conversation with you. What does that tell you? You're not part of the picture in the future. So you need to pack your bags and leave. Kick him out of your house if you're the one housing him. That man is clearly using you.
So my friend Caitlin is dating this guy, and like 6 months ago they break up. And then last week, completely out of the blue, he adds her on Snapchat and he requests to follow her on Instagram. And when she doesn't accept or reply, he texts her, "What's up? How you doing? This is orbiting and I don't want you to do it." This guy clearly wants something from her, but he's afraid to ask for it. And this is a huge turnoff.
So let's talk about why men use orbiting as a tactic on women. Number 1, fear of commitment. It could be due to his past experience, he's having PTSD, or maybe when you had commitment in the past, the relationship scattered, like I earlier mentioned. Or it could be that he doesn't want to lose his freedom, so he just might not be orbiting with you alone. He might have other women that he's doing the same thing with. So the moment he commits to you, that is going to restrict his movement. Some men use this tactic to leave women in limbo. They want to have the power over the relationship, the control over the relationship. So the moment that the woman does not know if he's with her or not, to them, it's a way for them to be in charge. So they're going to leave you wondering and thinking why they go out there and do whatever they want to do and they still have you. So this is something that is being done intentionally by a lot of men. They just want to have control over that woman and the relationship. Some men use this orbiting tactic when they're not ready for a serious relationship, but they want to still have you around. They want the benefits that comes with being in a relationship, but they're not ready for it. They would rather go for this option than let you go.
A little PSA to my people out there that are dating. A high value partner is not going to orbit you. And if you don't know what orbiting is, it's essentially where someone is circling around you and not either being all the way in or all the way out, right? When someone is willing to orbit you and like orbit a bunch of other people, they're not someone who is valuing their own time and energy. They are going to be watching your Snapchat. They're going to be watching your Instagram stories. You know, they're going to be just kind of like buzzing around, and like maybe they'll randomly text you and you're going to be like, get away, get out of here, right? It's going to be kind of annoying and frustrating. She's like, what are you even doing, right? This is someone who is not being intentional with their time or energy, which means they're not being intentional in their time and energy in their own life when it comes to their own sense of purpose, when it comes to the way that they take care of themselves. And that is not attractive.
That man might also be using you as his backup option. He might be keeping you while he goes out there exploring to see if he's going to find any woman better than you before he settles. Please don't let any man use you in 2024.
You don't deserve to have to be put through that and to play this game of back and forth. You deserve to be able to heal from this and do what is necessary and ultimately find yourself again so that you can begin to thrive in your own life. And before you know it, someone who's going to be even more amazing than your ex ever was or could be is going to come into your life, and you guys are going to have such an amazing life together. But it starts here, and the best thing for you to do is to go no contact with them so that you do not have to give them the gratification of knowing your every and exact move.
Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Thanks a lot for your support. I really do appreciate it. Click this video to watch how men use negging to break women's self-esteem and take away their confidence. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.